So Locke, we're out here on the high plains of Guyra at Wattletop with the cows in the background here, mate. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Wattletop and when it started and all the rest?
Well, Ben, I've been breeding Angus cattle for about 40 years, but the Wattletop herd as such will be 30 years old next year, I think it is, in 13.
Locke, as a seed stock producer, you run a program. Where is that program heading over the next 10 years?
Well, I think we've got to keep breeding the most efficient animals we can. That we like to push early growth, there's no doubt about that, but I don't think growth and frame size is an open-ended scale that we can keep pursuing. So ideally we plan to breed cattle that calve easily, they grow really fast, they have early punch, early growth up to 2-year-old, but don't end up grass-eating giraffes. They shut down their frame size to a certain extent. They, we've got plenty of weight in our mature cows now. I don't think they need any more, but I think the industry really does need to focus on efficiency, and it's quite a difficult road to tread, the balance between the technology with all the figures, with all the interpretation of the figures, and the balance between those figures that are incredibly useful. We would be back in the dark ages with animal performance without them, but we've got to be careful all the time that it's not at the expense of phenotype and structure and the actual animals. And in my experience, the really good breeders are really good at using both those tools. They're really good at using the figures sensibly, but they're really astute cattlemen that get the cattle right first, and that's we must have that. If you haven't got the cattle structurally and phenotypically right, it's the figures are no good on their own. As the markets develop, the modern markets develop, and keep breeding fertile, efficient cattle that eat extremely well.
So Locke, why do you do it, mate?
Well, in actual fact, I'm not mad on lifting the rocks and putting the strainer posts in these days, but as all seed stock producers know, that you don't do this unless you've got a real passion for the business, passion for breeding cattle, and the thrill of rubbing old bloody Z90 when she stops in the gateway and wants a rub, and it's just a great industry to be in, to see the progress you can make, and probably more importantly than anything, the relationships you develop with people. It's good fun. I enjoy it.